This one is a chocolate GHI
So
hypo.
I'm an advocate of
You
quality.
have less than $2,500 to invest. You are going to be making pet level animals.
I'm a little bit more confident in doing that.
This was a head to visual, right?
It was a head to visual, so
Hey,
so
you are
far.
killing the odds so far. This is gonna bring up a topic real quick. So what do you
sucks.
fucking puzzle sucks?
It's just not for me.
What's up, YouTube? It's 419 Morphs. We got some big news. You guys been following the Instagram, following my Facebook page as well. We're coming out with the new podcast, 2.0. We're naming it Morphing Around Podcast. So that's going to be the new name of the podcast. We're going bigger, we're going harder on it. It's going to be a little bit longer. We're still going to bring on guests about it. Just going to be a different layout. It's going to be a different view and feel for it. And what I mean by view, I mean what we're going to be doing in between. You're just going to have to tune in and watch it. I don't want to give away too much because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be almost like watching like a TV show type thing, but like on the YouTube channel, podcast. I think you guys are still going to get really good information out of it. It's going to be a good time. The minimum we're going to try to run is going to be about 2 hours because of what we're adding to it. So therefore, we're going to try to keep the podcast going for 2 hours, and we're going to do it more frequent, and we're going to have a schedule. So, for example, if I have a podcast on Friday, we're going to do that podcast on Friday. Every podcast will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If my guests can't make that time, I'm going to have to reschedule them at some point, but this will be for the dedicated podcast, so we can do this. It might fluctuate between maybe just 1 hour. We might start at 5 p.m. 6 will be no later. 5 will be no earlier. So we'll post it ahead of time. That's going to be my little, I guess, window you can have for it. About an hour, depending on what everyone has going on. I think it's a good time, so it keeps it right there. In the meantime, when we do that podcast that Friday, the following Wednesday will be Will's Wednesday. We'll bring on Will here. He'll discuss what he's going to do at Will's Wednesday. Will be the host of Will's Wednesday. I'll be in the background controlling comments, stuff like that, and Carl will be on there with Will. Will can discuss this here in a second with you guys. So we got podcast Friday, and we're gonna have Will's Wednesday that Wednesday, and then we won't have another podcast until the following Friday. So every other Friday, you guys, is gonna be a podcast schedule. Is what we're gonna try to do. Okay. So if you guys would like to join the podcast after you guys see what's going on with 2.0, hit us up. We're going to do the breeder roundtables now once every 3 to 4 months. We're going to bring everyone back, do a roundtable, discuss topics, stuff like that. So it's going to be a big upgrade. I hope you guys enjoy it. Quick updates for me personally, real quick. Got about 30 days till she lays, the vanilla clown. And that was a spot nose, fire, pin, DG, boy to a vanilla clown. At the time, he was 66% het hypo, 50% het cryptic, shed tested, negative. I have no luck with that. So, just making some double heads, I guess. We were trying to hit some kryptons and stuff like that. Ain't gonna happen. Pairing up the blackhead pinstripe hypo. Pairing her up right now to the cypress red stripe leopard het clown. So make some pos hets. Their pos het clown, 100% het hypo. So we'll see what happens with that. Got the zebra pairing up right now still, and that's really about it, really. I got about another 30 days until we're cutting that clutch, so stay tuned for that as well. I look forward to this new podcast, guys. I hope you guys are too. So that's gonna be a slow year for me, but we're doing other stuff on the side. So we're gonna bust out Will here in a second. You guys can see what Will's about and see how he's gonna do Will's Wednesdays, and he'll tell you a little bit about that, what he's gonna do. So stay tuned, guys.
Hey guys, this is Simplified Ellis Exotics coming to you. We're going to be having our own segment on Morphing Around podcast. It'll be called Will's Wednesday. Like Glenn said earlier, they'll be doing Friday. I'll be doing the following Wednesday. They'll be doing the following Friday. It just works out that way. That way you guys get more content out of it and everything like that. My segment will be just random stuff, different species, hognose, Burmese, maybe some geckos. Try to get a hold of some breeders of different species, just because I know there's other people out there that do more than just ball pythons, myself included. I have Burmese, I have hognose. We'll do U.S. ARC stuff, some question and answers for you guys have questions about us, like personal, professional, what we do for a living, stuff like that. We'll probably have a segment on that. Just whatever I can think up to make it entertaining. Maybe do some how to set up an enclosure for people that have never had one, something like that. But other than that, I'll go with it and get feedback. If you guys have anything you want to see done, comment.
All right, guys. So you guys see what Will's going to be about with his podcast and stuff. So again, like he said, if you guys have any questions, any things you want to see on the podcast, let us know. The Fridays will be the typical with a guest type podcast. We're going to have more people involved. Will and Carr are going to be more involved and not just be sitting there. We realized that was a problem with the podcast as well. So lots of upgrades, guys. It's going to be great. So stay tuned. The release date's coming soon. Until then, we're out.